One way for us athletes to increase our full potential is by getting a strong mental game. Mental toughness is a great tool to increase an athlete's performance by just adding some psychological skills, but if used improperly, can cause some unfavorable effects. Throughout this speech, I will be explaining the ways to obtain a high level of mental toughness, as well as the favorable and unfavorable effects of having a high mental toughness. My first point will be on how to obtain a high mental toughness level. Psychological skills are a rising method that helps increase the athlete's mental toughness in order for them to perform at their best. Psychological skills such as motivation, concentration, goal setting, determination, and self-control are very important when it comes to helping an athlete have a good mental toughness. From Cargan et al., 2022. An example of how mental toughness can positively influence an athlete through psychological skills is when a volleyball player hits the ball into the net, and instead of getting mad, they take a second to breathe and calm down and be ready for the next play. Psychological skills are something that needs to be constantly worked on in order to maintain a strong mental toughness. Most athletes who prioritize their mental toughness often are found using psychological training skills such as resilience, motivation, confidence, and focus to help them have high performance in gameplay. Oftentimes, athletes are told to practice how you play, and when it comes to mental toughness, that small change in attitude can oftentimes increase their performance. According to the article, Competing Well Begins with the Way You Think, most mental toughness is achieved in practice by repeatedly exposing your athletes to situations that they may face in a game. My next point will be on the favorable effects of having a high level of mental toughness. Athletes rated high in mental toughness are oftentimes more productive at competition, achieve more, and produce better performances. From Dr. Coulter, 2018. With a strong mental game, you can play at your best while also staying calm and confident under pressure. While the use of mental toughness can factor into lowering the stress levels of athletes, it can also help them maintain confidence when out on the court. From Claw et al., 2023. Along with the competitive benefits, researchers support the ideas that athletes with high mental toughness levels oftentimes have good self-forgiveness, mindfulness, and emotional control. From Cooks-Campbell, 2022. Mental strength helps us push back feelings of fear and performance anxiety. Mental strength can provide character benefits such as stress management, motivation, discretion, adaptability, and courage. My last point will be on the unfavorable effects of having strong mental toughness. Like all strengths, mental toughness, when overdone, can become a weakness. This just means that because you have the mental strength to keep pushing through, maybe you always shouldn't. Athletes should use good judgment when training, or else they will be at the same risk for burnout or even bad performance as an athlete with low mental strength. Athletes have a need for something called energy oscillation. This means that when athletes are training, they should alternate with rest periods as well. From Cole, 2023. This is why athletes are encouraged to take breaks within their training schedules and allow some personal time or lighter training rather than trying to work at 100% when the athlete is not feeling 100%. As athletes, the biggest thing we can do to help ourselves is by taking a break and resting before ever trying again. Although mental toughness does have a downside, when put into the right hands, it has the potential to make the athlete or person the best versions of themselves. Throughout this speech, I have covered the ways of how to obtain a high level of mental toughness, as well as the favorable and unfavorable effects of having a high level of mental toughness. Mental toughness can give an athlete the confidence boost that they need to help them physically compete at their best. Not only do the character benefits help in competition, but it can make them a better person overall. Even the unfavorable effects of having mental toughness can help the athlete know how much that they can withstand and help them prevent future injuries. Thank you. There's my audience.